What is up, guys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how OP13 and how my mind has been changed on the reprints that possibly could be coming in the future, and how realistically they probably won't affect as much as people think. So if you're ready for that, sit back, relax, let's hop right into it. So if you've been following the One Piece TCG at any sort of rate or like any sort of knowledge on Twitter or anything like that, you know how much value is in OP13. It's up to like $30,000 now in like total set value, which is absolutely insane to think about. Like that's an insane amount of value just to be found in a single box. These boxes are now hitting $600 a piece. They've been released for 2 months, and right now it seems like the train isn't going to be stopping anytime soon. Like the price just keeps rising up. They're $500 like 2 weeks ago. Now they're $600. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep pushing up into the $800 range sooner than rather than later, just because there's so much money that could be made out of this set in both the investing potential and the fact that like the cards inside, if you open it and you pull, a Luffy, you're making a lot of money on the red Luffy. So I'm just saying that's kind of what's going on with OP13 currently right now to this day. Now, I've been an outspoken proponent that reprints will come eventually, and like it's not a matter of if, it's when. Bandai is eventually going to reprint these more and just get things kind of settled in and try and fix the issue that is ongoing with the supply currently and just kind of get more out there. I'm of the belief that this is going to, reduce cost ultimately. Like things aren't going to be as expensive because obviously more supply means prices will probably dip in the meantime once the reprint's happening. Now, I'm here to say that I don't think it'll change anything about this set with reprints. The only thing, and this is my big assumption on what things can change for this set, is that they have to change the pull rates if they want to see any sort of reduction in the price of the box. Because right now, even if you just print more boxes, I'm going to show you some stats here. So this is the PSA 10 rate right up here. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of them, right? Now looking at this, there's about 100 PSA 10s in existence for the card. That is astronomically low for a card that now is selling for $30,000 basically in a PSA 10 for this card, right? Like that's an astounding amount of cards, like an astounding low amount of cards. So if there were more of them out there, more of them would be getting sent into PSA. It's just simple like economics. If you have a card, unless it's like a bad quality one, you're going to send it to PSA because most, like 90% of One Piece cards are just going to be automatic 10s just because the print quality is so much higher. Now, because of that, let's say this is 5% of the total cards is sent to PSA and has currently been graded right now. Let's say 5%. I think that's unrealistic, but 5%, let's say we're right around there. If you extrapolate that out, that means there's about, like 2,000 cards in existence of this total? Like 2,000 total red Luffy manga cards that exist. And all of OP13 that's been printed, that is all that exists right now in the complete world, basically. That's the equivalent of a serialized card almost. Like that is astronomically low. Obviously, it's not like the Chocobo, like from Final Fantasy level low of like 77, or like it's not like actually serialized, but that is astoundingly low amount of cards that could be in existence. Now, obviously, even if you double that, and let's say like there's 4,000, like that's the amount of One Piece fans that exist that want this card now, or investors that want this card, or speculators that want this card, has now way outnumbered 4,000 people that could possibly hold this. And you obviously have big players that are now owning 3, 4, 5 of them all at once as like speculative investments and just like ways to diversify their money and put money in, right? So if you have only, like I said, let's say they reprint it and it doubles. Let's say we have 4,000 going forward. That's still a drop in the bucket for what this is. The only way they can get the total set value down and get the prices way lower is if they like increase the pull rates, right? Like that's the only way it will happen. We saw this with Pokemon and SV at the beginning. Pull rates were a lot easier, the cards were cheaper, and prices where everything was lower. If you make the prices lower, that's how, the product itself will get cheaper, right? Because less people will be investing into it because they don't believe in it as much. Those total set value will be lower so people aren't speculating on it as much. And other things just, happen with it that will bring the price down because the cards inside aren't as expensive. So people aren't going to be opening it, chasing that value all the time, which, in turn is going to lead to this box being cheaper. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy where if the cards are cheap inside, the box is cheap inside. We've seen this with other sets. Royal Blood isn't that great of a set. Two Legends aren't that great of a set. The total set value isn't that great. So the box was really cheap. The cards inside weren't desirable. If Bandai wants to, a reprint won't matter for this set. You can reprint it and double it again. You can make 8,000 of these red Luffys, and I don't think it'd make a serious dent because so many people want the card. Like, just genuinely want this card, want to add it to their collection. They don't care if it's $20,000 to $30,000. They want it in their collection, and they're going to add it, and they don't care what they have to pay. Now, obviously, we've talked about in the past, Bandai is going to have to do something about the problem. I'll make a video about EB03 here in the coming days, so stay tuned for that. I got a bunch of videos in the coming days, so if you want to be ready for that, hit subscribe. Appreciate each and one of y'all. But, you know, OP13, it's going to be difficult. Bandai is going to have to not only just reprint it, they're going to have to change the pull rates if they want the actual price. If they don't, you know, it's fine. They can reprint it and say, oh, we've tried reprinting it. It won't change anything. Like, they have to change the pull rate for any sizable thing to, you know, happen. So if you see Bandai announce, hey, we're reprinting this, we're going back and reprinting a ton of it, I wouldn't worry. I genuinely wouldn't worry. There's 100 PSA 10s in the entire world in English. It's, like I said, 5% of that. Let's say there's 2,000 total right now. That's not a lot of cards that exist. $30,000, like, it's not a lot. I mean, obviously it's a lot of money, but like, that seems reasonable for basically a serialized card of 2,000. Like, obviously it's extrapolated data. It's just kind of, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of fugazing through it. But if you think about it that way, it makes a lot of sense that a reprint won't affect this. Now, if they come out and say they're changing the pull rates, that's when I'd be more worried, right? That's when I'd be actually, okay, maybe the price actually will drop because gamblers won't be going into it as much. Speculators won't have this total set value that is astronomical and just keep vesting into it because it's like, the set is $30,000. I'm just going to keep pumping more and more money into this and just keeping the price going up because people are going to keep gambling on it trying to pull this $30,000 card. It's what Bandai has to do. And until they do that, we'll just keep seeing prices go higher for the set in particular. It's a losing battle for Bandai. Either they can reprint it, but it's just not going to do anything. I've changed my mind. A lot of y'all have convinced me. I've looked at the data. I just can't see a way that this ends well for Bandai. Obviously, it's going to end well for Bandai no matter what. They're going to make tons of money. But for them, doing what they want to do for their fans and doing all that, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough couple months, guys. Like I'm telling you, every set that's coming out now, it's going to be $200 a box, easily, without a doubt. Every single box, even the bad sets, $200. Bandai has to get something under control. They have to shake investor confidence, which is the only thing they can do at this point. So they need to say something. What's a couple things that could shake investor confidence? Say they're reprinting the extra boosters or PRBs. That might shake investor confidence. Say they're changing pull rates on mangas. Say there's 2 mangas in every case now. That could shake some confidence. They have to do something to get people who are over leveraged into the hobby right now and just buying everything because they know everything's going to keep going up and there's so much of a supply crunch and Bandai has to catch up to Japan and yada yada yada. Bandai has to do something to shake that. People just think it's free money right now and they're just over leveraged and buying everything they can as much as they can because it just keeps going up, right? Bandai has to do something. I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to do something, and just a reprint is not going to work. Reprints won't affect the prices of the set. Maybe some of the weaker sets. I think I got some hate for it, but OP14, I think a reprint could shake that one up, especially if it was a very, very large reprint. We could see some price decreases. I don't know about under $200 in this current market, but I think it could drop for sure. I don't think it's an outstanding investment. I'd rather put my money into other things, but that's my personal opinion. You know, people can have their own. But yeah, man, I don't know what Bandai is going to do. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like I said earlier, if you like and subscribe, help me out a ton. Join the link in the description for the Discord. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me know what you guys think about OP13, man. I don't think a reprint's going to fix it. We'll see what Bandai does. But man, they got a whole upward battle that they're going to have to fight. So appreciate each of y'all. Take care.